ko for utilizing Upwork. And again, this is for friends and family that wanted to learn more about how to use Upwork for to start their online job career, as well as for other people as well. Pinapost ko naman ito sa YouTube and sa aking Facebook page or Facebook account, so you can just view this video and let me know in the comments what you think of it. If this helped you and stuff like that, it's really helpful. So this video will focus more on the My Jobs section of the Upwork platform. As you can see, instead of taking you through a tour nung actual Upwork platform, what I did was I took screenshots and edited the screenshots kasi the My Job section contains sensitive information like the names of your clients, how much you're earning, and stuff like that. So to protect my clients' identities, as well as protect my earning information as well, medyo inedit ko siya. So ito ho yung ito ho yung page na mapupuntahan nyo when you click on the My Jobs section on Upwork. So it's going to show you all of the active contracts that you have. Now, dito sa left side, yung kinover ko na to, this is the name of the contact and the client, while the ones here are the amount na na-earn mo for that particular week. If you, dito ho sa top right, as you can see, earnings available now, this contains the earnings na hindi mo pa na-withdraw. So, ang bayaran mo sa Upwork is every Wednesday. I'm talking about hourly contracts. So, every Wednesday po ng 8 o'clock, pumapasok yung earnings mo for the last 2 weeks. So, for example, if you work from Monday to Friday this week, then papasok lang ho yan 2 Wednesdays from now. And this is where you can click. So, you can withdraw the earnings for that week. Just a brief overview po, no? In Upwork, there are 2 types of contracts. There's the hourly contract and the fixed price contract. So a fixed price contract is you and the client may usapan kayo how much your work is going to be for them, and then you don't have to log in your time. You basically control when you want to do. Most often, fixed price contracts have deadlines. So as long as you submit the contract, that deadline will be all right. And then they pay you based on kung ano yung napag-usapan nyo sa contract. An hourly contract would require you to track your time, so you can download a tracker. Ito pong desktop app na to, if you click on this, you'll be able to download the Upwork tracker. I'm going to create a video for that separately, so that you can start tracking your time if you're on an hourly, if you have an hourly contract. So primary differences lang po, no? Fixed price contracts typically exist in writing, design jobs. I don't know with other areas. I haven't really tried other contracts yet, but so far sa experience ko ho, most design writing jobs are fixed price because they pay you based on a given design, or depending on how many number of words na pag-uusapan nyo from the start. Whereas virtual assistants or project management contracts are generally hourly, because you log in at a certain time. Most of the clients here, from the US, you either log in at a specific time range in either Eastern, Mountain, Central, or Pacific. So ito yung ano, these are the this is where you'll find your active contracts. Now, if you click on the view all contracts, you'll be sent to a page wherein makikita nyo lahat ng mga contracts nyo, both the new ones and the old ones. We'll get to that later. So dito ho, sa area where you have the name of the contract and the client, when you click on that, you'll be sent to a page where it gives you an overview of your clients, of that particular contract. For example, this contract is a blog researcher and ebook publisher that I started last January 2019. So I've been in this job for more than a year. a year and 3 months or a year and actually 4 months na. So dito makikita nyo ho, yung last 24 hours mo, how many hours you've logged for the past 24 hours, how many hours you've been working for this week. You'll also see na merong 15-hour limit dito. You'll also see how many hours you worked last week. And sa ilalim po niyan, the reason I covered that is you'll see how much you've earned last week. And then from the start of your the contract, makikita mo rin dito yung number of hours mo. And then below that will be the earnings ever since you started working for that client or started that contract. So under this, you'll see the weekly timesheet. So nito, if you click on this, you'll be sent to your work diary, which we'll cover later on. But basically, ito ho yung timesheets and earnings. And dito ho makikita nyo yung mga past information ever since you, or for the past month. Right now, it's set to the last 30 days. So ito ho yung time and earnings tab. When you go to the messages and files tab, you will see the latest messages you have with your client, as you can see here. Pati ho yung dito sa or sa right portion, you will see the files as well as the links na pinadala mo sa client mo through the chat. You can pwede ko kayong mag-scroll up dito to see the more previous conversations you've had with the client up to when you first started. If you click on view proposal, you'll go back to the very first thread, for part of the thread wherein you'll see the offer made to you by your client. So after this page, pretty much very simple, but after this page, you'll get to your work diary. Okay, so the work diary is typically used by contractors who do hourly jobs. So your work diary is where you'll be able to see, you and the client will be able to see the hours you've worked, the number of hours you've worked, as well as the screenshots. So our work tracker works this way. Every 10 minutes, it doesn't necessarily mean every 10 minutes, na exactong 10 minutes from the time it starts tracking. It actually does it on a random time frame, no? Pero every 10 minutes, Upwork will take a screenshot of your desktop and then log that screenshot as well as the number of keystrokes and mouse clicks onto your work diary. So as you can see here, this will be the screenshot which I covered up. And then under it po, yung mga green bars na yan will indicate how many keystrokes and how many mouse clicks you've done for that particular 10-minute period. Now, the tracker, if you become idle for a long period of time within that 10-minute period, the tracker will not log the time in. So even if naka-on yung tracker mo, but you have not logged in or you are not doing anything for that 10 minutes, hindi niya po ilalog yung time. So that's very important. So this is basically an overview of what you've done for a given period. Now, if you click on request manual time, so normally your client is going to give you an hour limit or an hourly limit or a typical contract does not have manual time, meaning you can't just put in time stamps on your own. So if you need, for example, in special cases po, if you need to request manual time, which would give you the ability to put hours log time manually na hindi po siya dumaan sa tracker, then all you have to do is to click on request manual time, and then it will send you to this section here with a message explaining to your boss why you need to log in manual time. Once you click on send, your client's going to receive that request, and kapag ka po in-approve na nila yon, then you will get you will have the ability to log in manual time. Basically, what's going to happen is you will have the ability to um, once you click on add manual time, yung request manual time na yan, it's gonna be add manual time. And then it will have a field where you will enter in what time you're going to log the manual hours. So this is the work diary section. Going to the next section po, terms and settings, another very important section. This is going to be an overview of your rate and your limits between of that particular contract. So, for example po, no, dito sa rate and limits, again, I blocked the kung magkano, pero my weekly limit is 15 hours per week. I do not have manual time enabled, so I can't add that, as well as when I started. You can also click on each of these to basically just to go back to the offer, the proposal, and the job posting. But this is the overview of your terms and settings. Now, if you click on, the reason it's green is that you can click on this so that you can change your rate. So dito, no, as you can see, this is the hourly rate which your client is going to see. The 10% Upwork service fee. And then this is what you'll get after the Upwork fee is taken out dun sa binayad ng client mo. Now, again, just to give a quick overview, I know I've mentioned this before. For a particular client, once you've earned more than 500, so the first $500, ang Upwork fee po is 20%. From 501 to $10,000, the Upwork fee is 10%. And then from $10,001 onwards, it's gonna be 5% na lang ho. So the more time you log, or the longer you work with a particular client, the better it's going to be. So ito ho yung ano, this is the terms and conditions. So going back, no, dito if you click on these three buttons which give you more options, you also have the option to propose a new contract to the client. Very rarely do you need to use this, but just to give you an overview, this is how it looks. So you can put a new contract title, description, update the hourly, and update your rate. Okay, and then set a start date. And then once you're ready to submit this to the client, just click send to client, and it's up to the client to approve your new proposal. Now, if the client approves, you're gonna receive a new offer, and then the new contract is going to start. Next would be the give refund button. So you can also see it dun sa additional options. A give refund is basically a way for you to say na overcharge mo yung client. Give refund gives you the ability to pay back the client. It's pretty self-explanatory. Just select the invoice or the invoice where you overcharge the client, and then input in the refund amount as well as the current balance, and then put a note to the client, note to self, and then click on give refund. After that, let me go back first. Yung last section, let's go back to that. End contract, of course, I did not click on that because you might accidentally end your current contract with your client. You only do that if you want to end your contract with your client. When you click on the end contract button, it's gonna send you to a page where you'll have to input the reason why you're ending the contract, as well as an option for you to give feedback to the client, as well as rate that client for up to 5 stars. So also, hindi ho masyadong ginagamit yan. That's why it's typically not included in the settings. It's not shown. So these are the this is what you'll see if you click on each contract that you have. This is the contracts information page. The next part is going to be the if you click on all contracts under my jobs, you will see all the contracts that you've worked with from the time you started with Upwork. So makikita nyo ho dito yung title ng contract nyo, Itong mga naka-shade ho na to, these are the clients, the name of the clients. Ito ho yung mga rate for those clients. And dito ho, if you click on each of these three buttons, you will actually have the option to submit a new proposal, to view your work diary if the contract is still active, and let me see, submit feedback. So if the contract has already ended, the only option you will have is to view the proposal and view your earnings. Pretty much self-explanatory. Lastly ho, with the work diary, if you click on this, this is basically just going to send you to the work diary page which I showed you earlier, and then you can select dun ho sa work diary kanina. It takes you to the specific work diary for that particular client. If you click on this work diary here, it's going to take you to the work diary page where you'll be able to select your work diary for all of the clients that you are actively working with. So again, that's the My Jobs section. Very easy lang naman po ang pag-handle ng mga jobs sa Upwork. So it's pretty, the Upwork platform is pretty easy to use. So I hope that you guys learned something. And if you have any questions, please put them on the comment section below and I'll do my best to answer them for you. So again, thank you so much. Have a nice day, guys.